So Trump appears to have a very distinct modus operandi when it comes to foreign policy. He's actually done the same thing again and again in countries and regions around the world, with pretty much the same devastating impact. The first thing is that he starts by making outlandish claims about bringing about peace in a day, about ending the conflict overnight. Things like this, that almost certainly no one believes, but he seems to, because the next step is he starts to actually engage with the key players within that conflict. But he does so in a way that completely and utterly rewards the main aggressor involved. He capitulates them straight away, and then when, unsurprisingly, the other party doesn't want to engage, or the aggressor themselves doesn't want to engage because they've already got everything they want, he then gets frustrated with the process, which he only engaged in for a matter of weeks, and then walks away. Once he walks away, then the aggressor feels completely emboldened, because they can just go straight back to being aggressive, doing what they're doing, causing the death and damage and destruction that they were doing before, but only with a freer hand, knowing that America is now out of the way. Now, as I say, he's done this again and again in conflict after conflict, so much so that it's becoming a pattern now. And I'll go into exactly where that's happened and the utter destruction that it's caused in a second, after a quick word about the channel and how you can support it. I hope you're enjoying the video. As a psychiatrist who's fascinated by the worlds of politics and economics and philosophy, I love making these videos, and if you'd like to see more of them, then please do like and subscribe and comment in this video. What you'll find is that there's a beautiful community growing up around this channel. We're all going through a national and international trauma right now because of what's happening and where our leaders are taking us. And in this channel you'll find people honestly sharing their situation and their distress, and other people responding with kindness, empathy and compassion. So please join this wonderful community that we're forming, join in the comments and the dialogue that's happening. Finally, I've also got links in the description of this video and also the description of the channel where you can sign up to my ongoing email newsletters. That way we can always stay in touch and you can always be kept up to date about the content I'm producing, even if one of the oligarchs who owns the platforms decides to axe a channel like mine. We can always get around that and stay in touch that way, so please do sign up there if you can. I'll also mention something about becoming a member of the channel and joining at the end of this video too. So probably the most well-known place in which Trump has engaged in this modus operandi is in Ukraine and Russia. What he did from the beginning is, before the election, he said, I'm going to bring peace in a day. After one day in office, I'll end the conflict, which is of course rubbish now. We're more than 3 months into his administration, and not only has the conflict not ended, it's actually escalated. Why is it escalated? Because when he started to engage, he immediately capitulated to give Russia everything it wanted. He talked straight away about giving up sanctions. He talked straight away about starting to pare down the arms flow to Ukraine. He started to attack Zelensky. So what he ended up doing is creating a scenario in which Russia felt emboldened. No wonder then, when he tried to bring the different parties to the table to bring about peace, Russia wasn't playing ball. Because as far as they were concerned, they had everything they wanted. America didn't seem to be punishing them or creating a stick to go along with a carrot. So they were not at all interested in following through on the ceasefire. And when they started increasing their bombing to Ukraine, all Trump did is say, oh, stop Vladimir, as if he's an old friend. So because of that, Russia has felt emboldened, America has walked away, and now the bombing and the terror and the invasion continues, only worse than it was before. Now, I made a video about that before, and it continues to be as bad as it was then, in the way that Russia continues with its onslaught against its neighbour Ukraine. Now, we also saw something very similar happen in Israel. He talked about bringing peace to the region overnight again during his run for the presidency. And then what happened? He then started to conjure up this immediate fiction of a Riviera on the Mediterranean, turning Gaza into this wonderful golden holiday resort. He even approved of a video about this. And of course, it was exactly what Netanyahu wanted in the first place, because it involved repatriating, it involved ethnic cleansing of the Palestinians, removing them from their homes and completely turning the place around into some kind of a holiday resort for people all around the world, instead of the rightful home of the people who live there. Unsurprisingly, of course, the Palestinians didn't want to engage in that. Nobody wanted to engage in that. There was no serious peace process to be had as soon as Trump made his outlandish claims and started to engage in a way that only promoted the worst instincts of Israel. And because of the lack of engagement or progress on a peace process, he simply walked away. But what happened as a result of that? Well, Israel felt completely emboldened. And what have they done since then? The last couple of months they've engaged in a complete embargo of the area. It's a total blockade where even humanitarian aid has not been allowed to go in, as a result of which innocent civilians and women and children are being starved. And just as they are coming to their wits' end and poverty and starvation and even looting is now starting, Netanyahu is again talking about re-invading the area. And what's he trying to do? Clearly, the ethnic cleansing that had been talked about by his ministers since the conflict began. And why are they able to do that now? Because they've been emboldened by Trump. His words and his encouragements from the beginning gave them the sense that America is not going to stand in our way anymore. So after America walked away, Israel then just marched on. And Netanyahu's ethnic cleansing of Gaza is now moving up a gear without any resistance from the US. He did something similar in India and Pakistan. It's a decades-long dispute between two nuclear powers, neighbouring nuclear powers. And Trump again said he'll be able to resolve it very easily. He knows the key players and he'll bring them together. Of course, he hasn't been able to do anything. And his total inaction in the area, as opposed to more engaged former administrations, has left them feeling completely unfettered, able to escalate the conflict. And now, for the first time in years and years, India is actually starting to bomb territories inside Pakistan. And Pakistan is saying that they're also shooting down Indian planes. Whether or not that is true, what is certainly true is that this conflict is escalating in a way that it hasn't before, between two powers who have the potential to annihilate so much of humanity if this conflict gets out of hand. And ordinarily, when an American administration would step in and pull all the levers and engage in every diplomatic way possible to de-escalate the situation, Trump and the White House is missing in action, emboldening any aggressor involved and enabling this conflict to gallop to a head. Time and time again, Trump's boastful words, followed by a hapless engagement, followed by a equally hapless disengagement, followed by emboldening key aggressors in various regions, is causing an escalation in violence. The world has become a much less safer place as a result of this administration and its vain, shallow and childish foreign policy. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you also liked and subscribed to the channel, entered some comments, and also signed up for my regular newsletter through the link in the description. I also hope you might consider joining the channel as a member. That way you'll be able to get regular free self-help ebooks that my team and I are producing every single month. Members will get these ebooks for free every month, and they will be about understanding the psychology of the people and leaders and characters around us, as well as understanding our own psychology too. That way we can not only help navigate the world around us, but also understand the world within us better and grow as an individual as well. Those are books that I'm producing regularly with my team now, and as I say, all members get those for free. Other membership perks include things like priority response to chat and joining a members only chat that will be available for everybody who signs up as well. Hope you consider that. Be lovely if you can. Be a great way to deepen this community that we create, stay together and help each other grow through this difficult time, and ultimately create a better tomorrow together. Thank you.